So this is day 3 of the training. It's kind of it's an intro, but you guys were here yesterday, so it's not really an introduction, but we'll still go over and give you a high-level overview of the IRF Quality Reporting Program. Okay, whoa, there we go. All right, so the acronyms, you guys know CMS, the government in general, is famous for acronyms, and we do give you a list of the most frequently used acronyms, and these are all included in this presentation, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Our objectives for today's training include an overview of the IRF Quality Reporting Program. I know most of you are probably very familiar with it, you live with it every day. But we'll also be summarizing some of the changes to the IRF-PAI that will be effective October 1, 2018. A little background, the Inpatient Rehabilitation Facility Quality Reporting Program was established by the Affordable Care Act in 2010. Beginning with fiscal year 2014, an IRF that did not submit their required quality data is potentially subject to a 2% reduction in their annual increase factor. We also refer to as your annual payment update. The Impact Act of 2014 further extended the requirements to the inclusion of standardized data by most of the post-acute care programs. As you all are aware, we receive quality data for the IRF Quality Reporting Program via 3 methods: the IRF-PAI instrument itself, the CDC via NHSN submissions, and then we have used Medicare claims for some of the measures. Last year, in last year's rules, we actually put out a request for information, and we solicited feedback from the providers. We took that feedback, looked at all the information, and we have been working on a Meaningful Measures framework. This diagram shows some of the domains and the initiatives that we are attempting to acknowledge. There is a link on this slide that if you go to the link, there's a lot of information about the comments we received, our plans for using this framework as we look at our current list of measures and how we evaluate where we're going to move forward, if there's room for removal, where are gaps. So I'm not going to go into all the detail on this, but we've also detailed this in our rule this year. So again, the link will be helpful, provides helpful information for you. And also, looking at the Meaningful Measures framework, we this year, in this year's rule, I'm sure you all are aware, we have proposed the removal of 2 measures and looking at the data, the validity of the data is providing useful information to the consumers. So we did propose the removal of 2 measures. The next few slides provide just a list of the 18 measures that are currently existing in the IRF QRP. And these slides also show the date that you started submitting the data, and then also the date that we're going to begin publicly reporting the data. This slide includes the pressure ulcer measure because you all are still submitting data for that, but it will be replaced by the new skin integrity measure, which you guys received training on yesterday. In this year's rule, we also are proposing the public display of the 4 functional outcome measures. So we expect they will be on Compare this fall. Again, the measures, and this does reflect DRR. We have the CDC measures, and I'm sure that you all are aware we have proposed the removal of the MRSA measure. And then we have the claims-based measures. This currently displays the all-cause unplanned readmission measure, but that measure will be going away in October of 2018. So the QRP training that you guys are here attending today, the purpose of this training is to provide the guidance you all need to meet the requirements for the quality reporting program. And it also, the training will include those items that are not necessarily used for purposes of compliance, but it also includes the risk adjusters that are used to help calculate the quality measures. We also, during the We Want to Hear From You session yesterday, we do, as we said, want your feedback. A lot of the changes to the items that we're presenting today are a result of the feedback we've heard from you. Help desk questions, comments in the rules, like we said, the request for information. So please keep the feedback coming. We do want to hear from you. We don't necessarily move very quickly, but we do listen and we are trying, okay? Again, the IRF-PAI version 2.0 becomes effective for patients discharged on or after October 2018. We also have some links to some of the resources that are available on our page. The one thing I do want to point out, we know that we have an IRF-PAI QRP manual tab, and we are aware that we don't have a separate manual for the QRP program. It is embedded within the training manual for the entire IRF-PAI, but it is the quality indicator section. We kind of call it the QRP, but it's the QRP manual, but it's the quality indicator section of the IRF-PAI manual. And we also have a change table that provides the details that shows the changes from version 1.5 to 2.0. Do you guys use the web pages? Can I just get a show of hands? Do you all visit our websites on a pretty regular basis? Great. This is a diagram that shows some of the changes by section. As you guys know, yesterday we did present on Section N, which is a new section for the IRF-PAI. There are also changes to Sections B, C, G, G, and M, and we will cover that today. And we'll also just do a little review of the other sections that remain unchanged. So some of the items, so this is a high-level overview of some of the changes that have occurred. We've added the nonverbal content to further clarify assessing the BB 0800. Section C changes include changes to the instructions that allow for use of cues to assist the patient during your assessment. Section GG, we added some clarifications, a couple items, including the use of code 10 and incomplete day skip patterns for discharge, self-care, and mobility items. We've also added a skip pattern to the walking and stairs items for activities that did not occur. We are trying to consider, the burden that's associated with responding to questions that may not apply to your patient. We've also added the use of contact guard and added definitions for code 9 in section GG. Section M, as you found out yesterday or learned yesterday, we've added the term injuries to the pressure ulcer measure item labels to reflect, I guess more accurately, the etiology of what's going on in the description of the pressure ulcers. We have removed the term suspected from the deep tissue injury items. We have added the term device when we're looking at your inability to assess pressure ulcers. And we've removed the MO800 items from the discharge assessment. Section N, we did cover yesterday as well. There are 3 new items that have been added, 2 to the admission and 1 to the discharge. And these items are used to calculate the drug regimen review measure. There are no changes to these sections up here, but I do want to share, and I'm sure you probably know, that we have proposed the removal of the patient flu items. And we have provided instructions on how you will code for that, because if finalized, those changes will be in effect October 1, 2018. Again, the summary by changes, the changes by section, the new section, which is section N, you see those that have changed, and then the unchanged sections. Again, more detail on some of the changes by item. And any questions? You can also submit your questions via the Slido app, and we will be covering some of those today as well. No? Okay, that's it for me.